Ooh. Hello, hello. Hello. Happy beading. Happy Spill the Beads with Joyce Trowbridge for Softlex Company. Thank you for your patience while I was getting things set up. I realized I left in the other room some of the things that we need to use. I had to run into the other room. Butterflies. I know we're gonna use the butterfly charm that we have, which is gonna be our giveaway. Ooh, we didn't get our little banner up. Let's get our banner up. We are gonna need to, let's see, edit. We're gonna go. Let's get in here because we want to get our giveaway now that I can give giveaways during my thing, right? And it's going to be hashtag butterfly. So let's get this up so that you can all participate, right? Who's excited for today? I'm excited. I like making little beaded flowers. We're going to add a little whimsy with that vintage butterfly in that, and then and see what else we can make today. Hello, Roxanne. Hi, Linda. Hi, Liz. Hi, Melissa. Hello, Maria and Mary. I see you're all starting to get in there. Good. Hello, Kristen. Good morning. So be here, be present to win. We'll do the drawing at the end, hashtag butterfly, and you will get one of these butterfly charms that I am using today. Thomas is helping out today. Hey, Dana. Hello, hello. We're ready. Hello, Gloria. Welcome. Thank you. Roxanne, that's beautiful flowering butterfly. How fun. So we're going to do some seed bead and wire flowers and butterflies. I love that. It's perfect for you. I'm going to use today 28 gauge wire. You can use 26 gauge also, but 28 gauge wire. Some Delicas from our Delica collection. So the butterfly from Vintage, and we have all these beautiful new beads. Did you see the new items that we launched today on Wednesday? We have ceramic beads that have flowers, milleflora that has flowers, which I think would go pretty, and then those recycled glass beads, which I think that peach or that pink is going to look really cool with this butterfly. So let's see. Let's turn this camera around and see what we can make today. Yet there I am. We are ready to go. Oh, if I can remember how to change my camera around. We can change my camera around. We can do it together. Woohoo! We did it. All right. So this is one of our new items, and you can enter to win by putting hashtag butterfly in the comments. We are going to give one of them away. I love these little brass components from Vintage, and they are really fun to use. They seem so, because they are a blank, but if you know about Vintage, you know that you could do so much with it. If you have the Vintage paints, which we have some on our website that you can shop, you can paint these if you want. I am going to do like I did with the umbrella, and I'm going to use my little nail buffer to buff it up, to shine it up a little bit, because it is natural brass. But I'm going to use an anvil and a hammer to put some texture in it. So I do warn you when I go to do this part, it is going to be a little loud. And I will warn you so that you can change. You could turn down the volume a little bit. And then as soon as you see me take away the hammer, you can put it back up. But in the meantime, look at all the wonderful new items that we have. The recycled glass in this gorgeous peach, which I think would really look pretty. So I think that's the one I'm going to use, although that pink is going to look really pretty with it. And right now, if you buy a kit, you get $10 off a $59 purchase. Correct? Is that correct, Thomas? Did I get that one? Did I remember that right? I think you have to put a promo code in. We're going to wait for Thomas to check. And then these ceramic beads with flowers. I mean, that would be fun to put in there too. So if you don't like the big chunky recycled glass, KIT, yeah, KIT is the coupon code to get $10 off of your $59 order when you buy a kit and anything else you add on. So these new items are perfect for adding on. Millefleury in these rice. Look at those little flowers inside those. These twist cut rice beads. They got a nice little slight twist to it when they're cut that way from rice bead. And then these coins. Now these look very similar, but there are two kinds. There's one that has a black. Here's the one with the black center. And it's a little bluer. And then this one has a navy blue center, and it's a little lighter, a little more aqua. So they're just slightly different, but I think they both have like such a charm that we decided to stick them both up there. And these would be really great to put on. Oh, is it? Okay, I need to figure. Is that in the stream to share? Thank you, Kristen. I'm still learning how to put these little thingies on. Is it in the brand or in the banner? Let's find out. It's in. Oh, look at, thank you. Oh, that's so fabulous. I don't know how to do that. I love the help. Go team, go. Okay, it's in that spot. Okay, awesome. There is all the detail. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, I see it now. I found it. Yay. Okay, thank you. Go team, go. We have a great team. I love it. Yep. We're going to do that. I'm going to get more used to this and doing it on my own, but I really do appreciate the help. We have a great team here at Soft Legs Company. Not only do we have a great team of coworkers to help me out, I have a great team of beaders in the audience. Thank you for joining me today. Let's move these beautiful things out. So I want to make, I'm going to start out with my butterfly, and then I'm going to make my little beaded seed bead flower. And I am on the fence on what color to use. So we're going to find out if I put this in here with it. I'm thinking I want to either use can't really see the fancy line copper, which is kind of like a reddish color. This is from the Vintage Christmas Seed Bead collection, which I think these would make really pretty flowers. The little bit of that gold for the center and this green for the leaves. So I think that would be a really nice little vintage look to that. If you want it more spring, I'm thinking I could do, because I'm not afraid to add the dark mauve, which is our purple. And then our emerald green. So these, sometimes we get colors that are dyed, but look for the Duracoat. When you have a Duracoat in it with a dyed color sea bead, they hold up so much better. They put a finish on it to keep the color. Hello, Becky. Glad you made it. So I'm thinking that I could do that. Now that would be really pretty with that pink color, and that would make it very spring with those. The light is making a very shiny tube. So when I spill the beads out, we'll have a better time choosing. So those are what I'm contemplating as I'm going to be hammering this. I'm going to be contemplating what color I want to go, what direction do I want to go. I'm going to get my little handy dandy, just my simple hammer here. Has a ball pin side here. That's going to give me more texture. This is going to give me more flat texture. When I hammer, I always start from the center of a piece and work outwards if I want to get the whole thing, because we're moving the metal. And when we're moving the metal, you need it to be able to expand a little bit. And so if you start on the edge and you go inwards, you're kind of pushing it almost like you're going inwards to it. And then it doesn't give you anything down the center that, it makes it hard for the metal to move in the center part. So if you start from the center and go outwards, it comes a little easier. Now the thing is, you have to decide how you really want to do it. I could put a little more design in it, and I could just really hammer heavy in the center to get the body, and then just lightly on the edges to give it texture. That would be one way to do it. We could do the whole thing all over and just have a hammered texture for the whole thing. Don't be afraid to get little stamps and metal stamps and kind of put some texture on with some metal stamps. Sometimes I will do a star or a heart and just randomly put it on, not even put it on in, you can design with those metal stamps, but I like to texture with them. We'll have to come up with some of that at some point. And then I'm going to buff it so that it highlights the edges so you can see the texturing better. It is pretty dark. Now we're going to want to make sure that we're careful with our fingers. When I go to do hammer down, I'm going to hold the edge here while I'm hammering, and then just kind of move it around so that I can get all the spots that I want. One thing that I want to keep in mind for safety for our bodies, to make sure that we're not straining our bodies, try not to hold. This is so hard to do in this little bit of a frame. Don't hold it way up here. Hold it down at the bottom. Don't put your finger out. We have a tendency to think that we need to guide it with our finger, and then that's going to put strain up your arm. Keep your elbows in. We have a tendency to stick our elbows out when we do this, and that's going to put strain on your shoulders and your arms. So keep your shoulders in. Hold on the edge. Do a loose hold. In fact, let me switch my camera again. I think that would be better for a second so you can see what I'm doing. So when I hammer, we're going to try to hammer. Let's move this way. We're going to try to hammer like holding it here. And I just usually hold it with like my pinkies here, my two bottom fingers, and let it be loose here so that the weight of the hammer when I go up and down is kind of, I'm bracing it here, and this is just these where am I? These fingers are just kind of like guiding it in the sense, keeping it from going wacky all over the place. Just keep it in, and it's more of a lift up and drop down. You're not actually pushing as much. That's one thing we tend to want to like put a lot of force in it when we hammer. That is okay for a few hammer parts, but when you are hammering a lot, you really want to make sure that you are not putting strain and you're just kind of like letting it drop down. You're just letting it, and that little bit should just be enough to give you some texture. You could put a little, you could drop it a little hot from a little higher and let it drop down and hit. But it's just kind of like more like this kind of motion and just and just like little bits. It's better to do light, and that's going to it's going to be better for your body in general, and you're still going to get some good texture. And again, don't have your elbow out. You want to elbow in, and you're going to go right in front of you. So let's switch over back to the thing. Hopefully that helps you if you're new to hammering, or if you tried hammering and you had some issues with it hurting, because it can. Balancing, that was the right word. Thank you, Maria. Hopefully that will help you with some of your hammering. So I'm going to start hammering. So turn that volume down just a little bit. Now that you see the hammer in this place, it's going to get probably loud, and we do not want that to hurt your ears. And we're going to just start hammering. I'm going to start with my center, and then I'm going to do a little bit on the edges, and then I'm going to decide if I want some more. So we're just going to go down in here. Really heavy hammer down the center. I'm going to do light hammering. Hi, Debbie. All right, we're back. I think I'm done hammering. I think I like that. I could give it a little bit more. I could go more evenly across if I'd like. One thing I'm going to do, if you notice, when you hammer, it starts to curve. So if you don't want that curve in it, I'm flipping it to the other side and using the flat part, and I'm going to hammer again. So you might have to turn it, turn down the volume again. And I'm just hammering that flat. So now it's all nice and flat again. Sorry, Rose. I know I went out of camera for a second there because I didn't notice I hit it. So that gave some really cool texture. I like the way it looks, so I'm going to keep it at that. But you can like always add more. You can keep hammering it until you get the texture that you want. But we're good. We're good. I'm good to go. I like this. I'm going to take my buffer now and my nail buffer, and I'm just going to buff this up. Can you warm it in your hands and bend the wings a little? You can definitely bend the wings probably with pliers more than you could with your hands, but there is a little bit of it. And now my butterfly has some really cool texture. Because you can, yeah, I mean, you can bend this purposely so it looks like it's flying. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to leave that. I know, isn't that crazy? It's just a little nail buffer that just gives you that extra little, makes it. So if you ever see these vintage things, because they're natural, particularly the vintage, because they're natural brass, whenever we carry these, if you see just a blank like this, is so easy to do. In fact, you can, once you do this, it's because you have the highlighted, if you do like you can always put like a thin layer of the vintage paint on it and kind of like do it kind of like a patina, and it'll get caught in the little areas, but then you can buff it up off those things and you'll have the highlight of the two and it'll come out really looking cool. Exactly. It brings out that lovely texture. And even the back has a little bit of texture because it's hammered up against that bench block. So I'm going to buff the back. On occasion, sometimes I think that the back hammering looks better, so I will turn it into it, the other direction. Depends on how I'm feeling that day, because look how cool that is on the back. Oh, absolutely, Maria. This is these are pretty thin. In fact, I don't know if they even where did my little tag go? I'm not sure if I know. I mean, it's quite thin. I would say it's maybe 26 gauge. These are easily to punch. You can definitely punch holes in it. So if you have like the squeezer or the twist down hole punchers, either one of those should do that. If you have a little drill, you can always drill. But really, you could do so much with this. All right. There, my butterfly is ready to go. And if you really like this, if you want to try this, enter hashtag butterflies in the comments. Stay till the end and you can win a butterfly to try and make one of your own. Oh, yes, you could probably punch a hole in there because it is thin enough with a nail. You can put a nail in there and punch and hammer down and punch a hole in there. There's lots of ways to make holes into thin metal like this. All right, let's make some, I like knock this totally out of whack. I'm so far away now. All right, we got our butterfly. I think I am going to go with the recycled glass. Happy Friday to you too, Cam. It's better to be here, whether you... Oh, gosh. I almost want... Okay, you know, we did our flower last week, and I have the bee on here. All of a sudden, now I want to get another butterfly and put the butterfly on the other side from our flower yesterday. But I'm going to do another project. I'm all about the spring projects here. Oh, that'd be so cute. Add little holes to dangle from the wing. Ooh, where am I? There's my camera. Add little holes there and dangle from there. That'd be so cute. So many things you do with this. And I love the ideas that you are all bringing to the table. I am a real autumn girl, so my spring tends to go more autumn and than bright. So do I go with these colors? I think I should do I go with these colors, or do I go with those colors for my flowers? Do I do the purple and green, or do I go kind of vintage? We like that little antique look. I think that's kind of my direction. I'm really liking this color palette right here. Yeah, let's do that. So my flowers, I grabbed in 28 gauge. What did I grab? I grabbed green in case I wanted to do just leaves and use the beads as flowers, because I might do that. I know the vintage. Yeah, I know I like them both. In fact, I might have to play around with both colors at some point. Oh, we got one with the... Yeah, the purple and green does look really good. But I also got rose golds, silver plated and silver plated. And I didn't know which way I was going to go. So I think I'm going to do rose gold for the flower. And then probably grab the green. And this is in the 28 gauge wire. You can do this with 26 and 24. I just like the softness of to make the flower in it a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to pour out a little bit of, and this is the seed bead. This is one of the trios that we have. I love this trio. It is definitely one of my favorite trio. And yes, it's very Christmassy. We did it for winter, but I feel like they're good colors anyway. They look like berries to me. And then I'm going to pull out some of the Fancy Line Copper, which is kind of like our red tone. I'm going to wait on the green. Going to pull off a piece of the 28 gauge. Oh, maybe if I could get sometimes these things are just so hard to get off. And then I might break it, which is fine because we'll just... Oh my gosh, that rose gold is going to look so pretty. So pretty with The rose gold is almost like our peach fuzz color, and then with this, I'm like on par with our colors. Like, oh my gosh, that rose gold is gonna look good with the vintage butterfly, good with these colors. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's see about I think I'm cutting about I don't know 5 feet. It's overkill because I'm making small beads. You know, I'm with you. I love rose gold, but I don't use it nearly as much as I should. Oop. All right, and now it's the painstakingness of adding lots of beads. Sometimes people use bead spinners for this because it's tedious. I usually just put on some good music. This is going to be the center of my flower, and I'm going to be using like 3 at a time. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I got 12 on here. I want to do 15 beads total. No, that's actually overkill for this. I'm making small ones. I forgot. So let's take off. So I have nine little seed beads on here. And I'm just going to get started with this. I'm going to take 3 of them. I'm just bending like, what is that? 2-3 inches from one end. Taking the 3 and twisting, very similar to what we did before in our last class. And that's one of the things that I like about the 28th gauge, that if I didn't get the twist tight enough, I could pull this and get that started a little bit better. And so I'm making just this little tiny twist. Now we're going to bring over the next one, and we're going to just make a long row of these. We're just going 3, grab them, twist. Oh, I undid my twist. Make sure you don't undo your twist from before. Oh my goodness, Joyce. See, we all do this. So don't worry. If it happens to you, it happens to the best of us. And then my last one. And this is going to be my little center. I get those 3. We want to get these really close to the other ones. Grab hold of those 3 together. Okay, so I got my little center of that's going to be my center of my beaded flower, my little seed bead flower. Now I'm going to do a whole bunch of the red, because the red, that's really where it's at. I poured way too many of the gold out, but you know, that's what you do, because we spill the beads here. And we're going to get a whole bunch. We're going to keep piling these on. Just don't, you know, sometimes you miss one. It's okay. You just keep going to the next, and you just scoop them on, and eventually they scoop. And if one doesn't go, it's okay. Just keep going. Oh, Sherry, thank you so much. Yes, please give me some love. Give me some hearts and likes and sharing our video. It is always nice. You know, and if you share it with yourself, it's so much easier to find the video again. If you're like, oh, I missed the beginning and I want to see how she did the butterfly, or if you want to rewatch this when you get your butterfly in the mail, so you could do one. Yes, you can, Sherry. You could totally do this. In fact, I've seen seed beaded wire beads in so many different size beads. Today we're just working with the delicas. We have delicas and we have rolla beads, which are much larger, which is fun to do too. And today we're making cute little tiny flowers to go with my butterfly as an accent. All right, so now we have this big long, and I'm going to have to keep putting more. So the key to doing seed bead wire flowers and leaves and stuff is making sure that you have a lot of beads on your wire. But we're going to do it in stages. So for me, we're going to start out with this next group is going to be 5 seed beads. And if you're using a different size, they're going to make it, you know, of course, a bigger flower. But if you're trying to, you may have to experiment with the count a little bit to make it. Maybe you only do 1 in the center and then you do 3 on the next one. Hi, Ermelinda. We don't carry size 8 seed beads yet at Softflex Company. That would be a lovely thing to carry because they are so great to have. And I just twisted a couple with the 5. And now I'm going to make another group of 5. Actually, yes, the size 6 would make seed beads, which is close to what the rollas are. Rollas are a little bit bigger, or is a great size to do a focal piece. Sea beads is a new thing for us at Softflex, and we started with delicas and rolla beads with our sea beads. For those that are getting into using sea beads in your pieces, sometimes we'll have some in kits. Is there sizes that you would like us to expand on? Maybe we can see if we can take a look and see if we can expand. I'm going to make 5 of these sets of 5. And I'm just making them in a row. See how they're just kind of like in a row like that right now. I'm trying to just do 5, but sometimes my petals, you know, get off and maybe I might grab 6 by accident, but that's okay. Do we need a pink delica to complete the rainbow? I love that idea. I will put that in as a suggestion. Oh, Roxanne, yes, for sure. Delics are great, aren't they? And I love that use of them. Mm. Okay, got 5 little of those, and now I'm going to move on to the next. I'm going to make a little bit larger one. I'm going to start with 5. I'm going to make a larger petal, and this time I'm going to make it, I could do like a different count. Like I could do 7 or 9 or something. But what I'm going to do for these petals is I'm going to make them bigger by starting with 5. Ooh, I'm going to have to add more. And then looping around more. Whoops, I need more. Let's get some more. Let's get more of these on. And this is just one way to do flowers. There's multiple ways of doing seed bead flowers. This is just a fun, easy way that I find can be very versatile to make quite a few, which is kind of what I want to do with the purple. You can make kind of more of a heather lupin, kind of depends on the size that you do and the color, hyacinth like or lavender look to it with this technique. You can also, if you're just make them like little petals, like if you keep up with the little 5 seed bead petal, or maybe go to a little bit larger. But this one I want to round it out, and I want to make them look like bigger petals. So get a bunch on that. Hey, it happens sometimes. Luckily, this is available to watch as a replay, and you got on time at least to say hello to us. So I started. So I have a 5 bead setup, and then I'm going to make enough to go around. And now I have. So I see how I'm wrapping that around that 5 bead setup, and then I'm going to twist it. So now I have a larger petal there. And I'm going to make a few of these. What time is it? Ooh, it's time. This is a time-consuming thing, but that's okay. I got the rest of the weekend to work on this and give you and if you work on this, you should pop over to our VIB group and show us what you make. What are you beading? Are you beading today or just watching, sneaking in a watch in between your dailies today on Friday, getting ready for the weekend? Now I got 2. Look at that cute little. So far it looks like a crazy little thing, right? And as I go, once we get going, then what we do is we just twist this around, twist this around, twist this around, and look at that. It starts to form a flower. All by starting on this long thing, right? Playing this weekend, I love it. Watching now and making this weekend. I understand that. Glad we could get you started with the watching and inspiration. Next week, we're going to finish this up. I'm going to get this flower done, and then we're going to put this into a necklace next week with these beads. Roxanne, yep. Hey, a lot of us are multi-crafters. We do beading and we do other things. Crocheting is so fun to do. Kumahimo is wonderful. Oh, who's making a sunflower? Oh, super duos and diamond duos with sunflowers. How lovely. I did not count the, let's see. I did not count the beads, that go around. I just kind of did enough to go around. So they're not even. So I started with a five bead center. Let's see. I'm think I see 13 on one of them and maybe 15 on the other. They're not even. So you could even them up and make it work. But what I'm doing is just taking and starting with the 5. Now I like to bring it out a little bit further. Starting with the 5. Twist. Get that twist up higher. And then I'm just putting enough, depending on how big I make that center. Sometimes they come out a little bit different size. So I just kind of go until there's enough that goes around it. This is why you want to string a whole bunch of beads. Just a whole bunch. Don't be scared to string the beads. Put some good music on or good TV on or rewatch one of these great videos. Playing with Soft Flex Kits and Looming Jenny. That's great. I love it. Look at all this. I love seeing everyone's comments and how good of beady friends we are here at Soft Flex. And we're unique. Nature's unique. And that's how I roll. Let's get a few more of these on. Oh, it is almost time for, we're going to go a teeny bit over since I was a little bit late. We're going to get at least one. No, we're going to just go with this. You know what? We're going to go with just 3 petals right now, just to show you what we're doing. And then we're going to do our giveaway. Enter hashtag butterfly to enter to win, as long as you are here at the end. You can listen for your name and win one of the butterflies, so you can make your own butterfly. How much wire did I start with? I have about 5 feet of wire that I started with. And it's not that hard to add. Like if you decided to make these a little bit bigger or longer, want to do more, you can always twist 2 pieces of wire together and it to be able to do it. And then once you have as many petals as you want, you're going to start twisting them around each other. You're just going to roll it into place. They're just going to roll, roll, roll around, get that first set of petals all the way around. So you get that first set of petals around that center. And then now I got the second set of petals. I think my second set, I'm only going to do 2 sets. You could keep going if you wanted to, but that's the size I want. So I think I may do 7 around, maybe, just because it might be cool to be a little bit fuller, but 5 would probably work too. So and then once I'm done wrapping it around, I'm going to take the wire and wrap it around itself and twist it. And then I'm going to leave a little end so that I can attach it to something, because I may attach this to, I could attach it to my butterfly. I could attach, but I want to make it as a link. You could twist it down and add leaves in the same fashion. So I can use that green and make some leaves to go with it, and have a stem. Or if I want just the flower, I'm going to do the flower as a little link. I'm going to want to attach it to a thicker wire, because this 28 gauge is probably not going to hold up to doing a link. So I'm using 28. You can use 26 or 24 even. 22 with the bigger beads, like if you get into size 6 seed beads and stuff, 24 and 22 probably is better. But for these little delicas, to make those work, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing. Next week, we are going to have these links finished, and it's going to be part 2. And we're going to turn it into a necklace with these lovely beads. I may even steal your idea of poking a hole. I might get my hole punch out and making that. And that's what we're going to do next week. Finish it up, right? So we got to make flowers though. I'm going to make, in order to be ready for next week, I am going to continue making these flowers until I'm going to say 6 flowers so that I have 3 on each side. Woo! Well, darn it. Apparently my camera did not want to do that. So we lost my link. So let's, we're at the end anyway, and we have to do our, I know it got a little grumpy. Grumpy. I might take a lesson from Softlex and update my speed, because I have a feeling it's a speed issue on my internet. Oh, yes, there's lots of different ways to do flowers, and I love how different ways. I showed one way last week with my flower. That's one way. I'm doing this way, and then there's so many other ways out there to do little flowers. And I love that, and we can all share those great tips, and we've learned from each other, don't we? Are we ready? Did you get your hashtag? And let's see how many people. We got 38 people entered. Did you do your hashtag butterfly to win to see if you can win a butterfly? Let's see if we can give you a minute. Let's remember how to share the screen. Share the screen. Got it. Right? No, let's find it though. It's a great use of a great way to use our seed beads, especially when, we have not, if they're sitting there, you don't use that many. Sometimes you get a color and you have it's a beautiful color and you use it for one project, but then that's all you have. You have so much left, right? Well, it's a great way to use those up. Thank you, Sandy, for joining us. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Oh, are you starting you're using your vintage bead trio? I love it. I cannot wait to see what you make. It is wonderful. I see there are more hashtag butterflies. Are we ready to go? Did you get all of your hashtags are in there? Ready to go. Let's hit the draw. Who's our lucky winner? Teresa Sunny on Facebook. If you are still here, comment below. Comment and let us know that you are still here. Congratulations. Yay! Congratulations. Check out we're gonna send us your information at info@softflexcompany.com and we will send you your butterfly so you can make one too. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Ooh, I am not clicking that thing right. I had a lot of fun starting my little flower. We're gonna get I'm gonna try to get like 6 of these to go so that I could do something really pretty with this butterfly and these recycled glass next week. I love my butterfly. Thanks for letting me hammer on camera. That was a lot of fun. I love hammering. It is a lot of great way to get that aggression of the week out, right? I enjoy every one of my beading friends here at Soft Flex. Thank you for joining me. See you next week for how we're going to put this together in a necklace. Part 2. Yes, go get your beautiful, get these items. Buy a kit. There is still a rainy day kit. There, the exotic bloom kit. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. And use a kit to get $10 off of your $59 purchase. And then don't forget that live sale. There is some gorgeous stuff in that live sale. Some beautiful beads that would make awesome flowers. That sale is up until Sunday evening. And you can watch it as a replay, or you can download the app, which is a great way to do it. It's a lot easier to shop through the app, I believe, is what I'm hearing. I got to try that out myself. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So you have until Sunday to shop that. And then Kristen's back on Monday and ready for a new week of lots of beading fun. See you next week. Have fun. Oh, what time are the live sales? Debbie, we are doing our live sales on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Spill the Beads is here on Friday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. Did I say East? I hope I said Eastern on the other. And you can hit those links that Thomas is providing in there to check out all the more about our live sales and more about our spilled beads. Until next time, enjoy. Have a fantastic, beautiful weekend. Bye.